Hi Bonnie, here's a little video for you about solids, liquids and gases. Okay, so we're going to talk about what a solid is, what a liquid is and what a gas is. But before we can do that, there's something you need to know. Okay, so here I've drawn lots of little circles. Alright, these circles are particles. So a particle is just like a building block, like a Lego brick. And particles come together and they make up absolutely everything around you. So the table you're sitting on, the pen you've got in your hand, it's all made of particles. Okay, so like the little building blocks. And solids, liquids and gases all have particles in them, but they look a little bit different depending on which one it is. So in a solid, our particles look like this. All these little circles really close together and all touching. Can you see? There's no room between them. Yeah, they're all really close, really touching. So a solid might be something that you cannot squash, like a table or a pen. Can you think of any other examples of solids? All right, next one is a liquid. And as you can see here, some of our particles are touching, but some of them aren't. And there's a lot more space in between them. Okay, so this is different from this one. And liquids can flow or you can pour them. So anything that you could pour from a bottle into a cup or anything that comes out of the tap might be a liquid. So one example is water. Could you think of another one? Brilliant. And our last one is gas. Now here you can see these particles, none of them are touching at all. And there's loads of space in between them. Okay? And my particles here have got little wiggly lines. And that's because the particles in a gas move around really quickly. Okay? So a gas might be something like steam that comes out of a kettle, or maybe oxygen that we breathe in. So that's your solid, your liquid and your gas. Okay. Now materials, objects can go between all three of these. So if you think of an ice cube that you get out of the freezer, how do you turn it into water? What do you have to do? So to go from an ice cube to water, we have to heat it up, don't we? You leave it on the side, you take it out of the cold and it melts. So going from a solid to a liquid is called melting. Okay. If I want to go from water to steam, think about steam coming out of a kettle. How do I go from water to steam? What do you have to do? So again, we heat it up, don't we? Think about that water in that kettle is going to get really hot and then some steam comes out. So to go from liquid to a gas, we boil something. Okay, now I'm going to do water to a solid now, or liquid to a solid. So think about your water that you get out of the tap. When we put it in the freezer, it makes ice cubes. Why? What happens? What do you have to do to go from a liquid to a solid? Good, so we freeze it, we make it cold, don't we, in the freezer. So to go from a liquid to a solid is called freezing. Now this last one's a little bit trickier, okay, but steam or a gas to a liquid is called condensing. And again, we're just making the gas colder, okay? So from solid to a liquid, we make it hotter and we melt it. From a liquid to a gas, we make it hotter and we boil it. But from a gas to a liquid, we do the opposite. We make it colder, which is called condensing. And then from a liquid to a solid, again, we make it colder, which is called freezing. Okay, I hope you got that. If you've got any questions, tell James and he'll be able to answer them, or he'll ask me. I hope you're okay.